Bonjour tout le monde, this is Sam from Tutors, and today I'm going to be covering a slightly harder example of French reading comprehension. So, I'm going to be going over a story on Duolingo that's longer, has slightly more complex vocabulary, and more complex grammar structures, as well as slightly harder reading comprehension, so you can get more practice.
Le saut en parachute, partie 1 sur 2. Maxime est convaincu que son colocataire, Émile, a besoin d'être plus aventureux.
So this is saying Maxime is convinced that his roommate, Emile, needs to be more adventurous. So a besoin de is an expression in French that means to need to, and colocataire means roommate, which is a piece of vocabulary that I suspect isn't used as commonly in a classroom setting, so it may be new to a lot of you. So the question is asking, what does adventurous mean in this context? And our three options are, one that is always very, very worried. And that probably isn't it, because when you're adventurous, you don't really worry too much about the risks. One that wants to try new things, that is possible, so we'll keep that on to the side. And one that is scared of lots of things. So no, that can't be adventurous, because we know that adventurous means that they want to try new things and they're not scared of everything. So it must be the second choice.
Du coup, lorsque Maxime décide d'organiser un saut en parachute, il y inscrit aussi Émile.
Alright, so this sentence is saying when Maxime decided to organize a skydiving trip, he also signed Emile up. So le saut en parachute est un sport où l'on... So it's asking, what is skydiving, really? So, marque un but is not it. Is score a goal? No, that can't be it. Nage dans l'océan, swim in the ocean? No. Sauter de l'avion? Yes, that's what it is. You're jumping from a plane.
Maxime annonce à Émile qu'il a une surprise pour lui.
So Maxime tells Emile that he has a surprise for him.
C'est un nouveau jeu d'échecs?
Is a new chess set?
Bien mieux que ça!
Even better than
Répond
that.
Maxime, tout sourire, en lui montrant la brochure sur le saut en parachute.
So Maxime responds, all smiles, while giving him a brochure on parachuting. So en montrant is a grammar structure that means that has the ing ending in English. So if you say while I'm running, say en courant, but like in this context, en montrant, the ant at the end of montre is going to give the meaning of the ing ending in English. So we need to click on the option that wants to say a small booklet with lots of information. And it's just as it sounds in English, that's a brochure, because the rest of the words just wouldn't make sense.
On va sauter en parachute!
We're going to parachute.
Émile rit et dit qu'il est hors de question qu'il saute en parachute.
So Emile laughs and says he has lots of questions about parachuting.
Maxime lui promet que ce sera une expérience riche en sensations, ce qui donne encore moins envie à Émile d'y participer.
So Maxime is promising Emile that he's not going to regret going with him. And in this sentence, lui is a pronoun that is referring to Emile. It doesn't specifically say Maxime promet Emile, it says lui promet. So since we know that he's talking about Emile in this context, we can safely assume that lui refers to Emile. And now we gotta click on the option that means very excited, or very exciting. So the only one that makes sense would be rich in sensations. So it is that one.
Maxime réalise qu'il sera difficile de convaincre Émile de sauter en parachute avec lui. Il trouve alors une autre façon de le convaincre.
So Maxime realizes it's going to be difficult to convince Emile to parachute with him. Therefore, he's going to find another way to convince him.
Maxime dit à Émile que même s'il a déjà sauté en parachute, il est un peu nerveux. Il y a tellement de choses qui pourraient mal se passer.
So Maxime says to Emile that when they're jumping, when they're parachuting, of course he's going to be a little nervous. there are many things that could go wrong. And in this sentence, pourrait is in the conditional présent form, which means could. And the conditional in French is used to describe something that, it's exact as it sounds actually. It's used to describe something that could happen under certain conditions. So in this case, Maxime is saying, there are many things that could go wrong when you're parachuting.
Émile répond qu'il y a 27 choses qui pourraient mal se passer. Il les a comptées pendant que Maxime parlait. Émile répond qu'il y a 27 choses qui pourraient mal se passer. Il les a comptées pendant que Maxime parlait.
So the sentence is saying, Emile says there are 27 things that could go wrong, and he was counting them while Maxime was speaking.
Le parachute pourrait être troué, le câble pourrait se casser, l'avion pourrait s'écraser. Émile continue à faire la liste des 27 problèmes envisageables.
So Emile is just listing a bunch of problems that could happen while skydiving. So the parachute could break, the cable could snap, the airplane could crash, stuff like that. So unparachute. So without much context, we gotta read our options to see which one would make the most sense. So unparachute n'est pas utilisé pour sauter d'un avion. So it's not used to jump from a plane. That's false. Un parachute est un type d'avion. As far as I know, there's no airplane called parachute. Permet d'atterrir doucement. Yes, it must be this one. Even just by the process of elimination, it allows you to land slowly, which is what a parachute does. So it must be this option.
Maxime l'interrompt et dit que même s'il est nerveux, il veut quand même sauter en parachute.
Maxime interrupts him and says even though he's nervous, he wants to parachute at the same time. So you could say he's a little adventurous, as we learned from the beginning.
Il veut vaincre sa peur. Il veut être un gagnant.
So this means he wants to conquer his fear, and he wants to be a winner. So he doesn't want to be held back by his fear anymore.
Émile répond qu'il le comprend. Maxime demande à Émile s'il voudrait bien faire comme s'il allait sauter en parachute lui aussi. Mettre une combinaison, porter le parachute, monter dans l'avion.
So Emile says he understands, and Maxime's asking Emile if he wants to parachute with him also by like putting on a jumpsuit, wearing a parachute, and climbing into the plane. So in this case, you could see voudrait is another example of the conditional présent. It's if he would like to. And yeah, you can see the conditionals used pretty often in French when it's used to describe something that could happen or might happen. So une combinaison, without hovering over it, we can guess based on the context of the sentence. So un sport qui consiste à sauter de l'avion. It's probably not the name of the sport because that's called sauter en parachute. So it can't be the first option. Un vêtement qui couvre l'eau et le bas du corps. That's possible. It covers most of your body. And un jeu auquel on joue pendant une fête. So it's not a game that we're playing on a birthday because that wouldn't make sense in this context. So it must be the second option. Mettre un vêtement qui couvre le haut et le bas du corps.
Maxime lui dit que cela le rassurerait si Émile était à ses côtés. Ce serait comme si Émile allait sauter avec lui.
So Maxime's saying he's going to be reassured if Emile is by his side, and he really wants him to come with him.
Émile, compatissant, accepte de monter dans l'avion avec lui.
So Emile feels for his friend, and he says, "Alright, I'll climb on a plane with you, and we'll do it."
Maxime sourit, sachant que dès qu'ils seront dans l'avion, il convaincra Émile de sauter.
Alright, so Maxime is smiling because knowing, so it's the A and T ending we learned a bit earlier, knowing that as soon as they're in the plane, he's going to convince Emile to jump with him. So Emile currently has decided to go with him on the plane, but not agreed to jump yet, just to comfort his friend. So what happened in the first part of this story? So Emile a dit qu'il avait vraiment envie d'aller sauter en parachute. So Emile says he really wanted to jump in a parachute. That's false, because we know that Maxime is the one that wanted to really go parachuting, and Emile was the one that was so scared. Maxime a demandé à Emile de sauter en parachute avec lui. Yeah, that sounds pretty close, but we should check the other option out first. Maxime s'est mis en colère contre Emile. So, s'est mis en colère is an expression that means got angry. So, Maxime got angry against him at Emile? Doesn't seem right, because Maxime has just been peer pressuring him into going parachuting with him and not necessarily getting mad at him. So it must be the second option. Alright, so we learned in this that voudrais bien is an example of the conditional présent is would want, which is why it's correct. A besoin de is an expression that means needs to. Contre means against, as we learned in the last example. Goal is but. And clique is, well, just clique. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I hope it was helpful to you. Please subscribe for more educational videos coming your way soon. Thanks.